What's good, y'all? This is Kyler with BC, so you could probably guess who I am. In this video, it's not what if, but it's a channel that's kind of like it. It's called Unveiled. They do similar videos, but not exactly the same. The video we're gonna be watching today is: Are we the creation of a Type 5 civilization? Now, we already went over what a Type 1 is in one of my recent videos and learned what the other ones are. But Type 5 in the last video said that they were like godlike if we could control the universe's energy. But before we get into this, hit that subscribe button. We need to start moving up. It's free. This is some powerful stuff that we could know. I mean, you don't ever think of shit like this? Like, just subscribe to the channel and let's get into this.
Do you ever wonder why it is that we're here? How did it come to pass that we should be living and breathing on Earth, going about our daily lives, thinking, feeling, laughing, crying, and everything else in between? The question of our existence is one that has always intrigued the human mind, fascinating and frightening us in almost equal measure. But what if all of this is really just a construct of a much higher power? This is Unveiled, and today we're exploring the extraordinary question: are we the creation of a Type 5 civilization?
Are you a fiend for facts? Are you constantly curious? Then why not subscribe to Unveiled for more clips like this
That's what
one
I'm
and
saying,
ring the bell
man.
for more fascinating
We're
content.
watching stuff about
As arguably the most
knowledge
famous
and
theorized
curiosity
model for
about
advanced
space.
civilization there is, the Kardashev scale
Subscribe
needs
to the
little
channel.
introduction.
This is
But we're going to
interesting.
zoom through the basics to recap, just in case. First proposed by the Soviet astrophysicist Nikolai Kardashev in the 1960s. It means to measure the advancement of civilizations based on the amount of energy they could theoretically harness. The original Kardashev scale had 3 levels or types. A Type 1 civilization can harness all the energy of its home planet. For Type 2, it's all the energy of its home star system. And for Type 3, it's all the energy of its home galaxy. Later versions of the scale, however, added a Type 4, which is all the energy of the universe, and also a Type 5, which is what we're most interested in today. Accepting that a Type 5 civilization could exist requires many moves away from the more conventional ways of understanding reality. That's because a Type 5 can harness all the energy from multiple universes. In other words, it holds all the energy of the multiverse. Briefly put, the multiverse is the idea that this universe isn't the only universe
So
in
basically,
existence. It may well be crammed full of
Rick.
planets and stars
For
and
Rick
galaxies
and Morty.
everything we've ever known. But the general multiverse theory says that there are many more just like it. And a Type 5 on the Kardashev scale is a civilization so advanced that it exists on a high enough plane to see and access all of it. In our minds, a Type 5 is akin to a god. It's all-seeing.
so to me, a Type 5 would be like a hypothetical, like a hypothetical theory. Because nobody knows if multiple universes exist or not. Yeah, it's a theory, but nobody knows for sure. So it's hypothetical to me. And I'll stop rambling.
And all-powerful. And while there are some theories that the Kardashev scale could be extended further still to Type 6 and beyond, for this video, we're imagining there's nothing
How
else
can you go
above
past
that. Reach
controlling
that
the
point,
multiverse?
and you truly have completed the game of not just life, but reality. What would a Type 5's existence mean for us, though? Humans are usually calculated as having reached just 0.7 on the Kardashev scale to get to this point. We haven't even fully mastered our own planet yet, and according to some more cynical worldviews, we might never get past Kardashev Type 1. Type 5 will always be almost incomprehensibly far away from us then. So much so that some theories suggest that we could be under its control. The shape and form of a Type 5 is something that no one can really agree upon. In that way, it's again like how we tend to picture gods. In most basic pop culture depictions, gods are shown as though they exist above the clouds, taking up a position that mere human eyes can never get to see. And from there, they're able to pull the strings of life on Earth. But it's also often said that God is all around us or inside us. There's a metaphysical quality to God.
But if something did have that power, why the fuck would they be worried about us here on Earth? Don't you think they'd have more important things to do or deal with? That's just a thought to me. We are so damn small in this universe. Like, how would they even know we exist, for real?
As though divine entities exist outside of the conventional laws of physics, time, and matter. Again, a similar description could be given to a Type 5 being. They don't so much have to obey the laws of physics or nature, they are the laws of physics and nature. We can quite confidently say then that if a Type 5 does exist, then humans will likely never recognize it for what it is. The distance between us and the top of the Kardashev scale is just too vast. But if we look hard enough, might we find hints to its existence? In some ways, this is what we're trying to do whenever we search for alien life.
Because we're never going to make it outside of this solar system.
Across all of human history, there's no record of any life other than the life on this planet. But were we to finally discover an extraterrestrial presence somewhere, then we'd know that our way isn't the only way. We'd know that other civilizations and other civilization types were without a doubt possible. It's why, should we ever find one alien world, many scientists predict that we would more quickly find a second, a third, and more. Our understanding, at least, of our place in the universe will have moved up a level, which would force our technological development to catch up, to push us into the higher brackets of the Kardashev scale. Then the thinking would be, if we can get to Type 1 or Type 2, then why not Types 3?
Okay, like what he just said, it'll push us to advance more. Like, I'm pretty sure that humans are already trying to advance as quickly as they can. I don't think anybody's holding back, to be honest. And there's probably more technical stuff out there than the average person knows about. I mean, I'm sure of it, actually. Shit.
4 or even 5. The fabled 5th level would seem to us much less of a, well, fable. Instead, it would feel like a goal waiting to be achieved. Sure, it could take us literally billions of years to get there, and we might need to change our physical being in the meantime, but we'd more firmly believe that it was possible. But for now, we still haven't discovered alien life, nor any civilizations that are more or even less advanced than our own. So where else could we go hunting for glimpses of a Type 5 truth? We could try searching for the equivalent of the miracles that feature so prominently in some religions, or we could await with faith the arrival of some sort of Type 5 disciple or prophet onto Earth itself. A Type 5 being would absolutely be capable of traveling anywhere within the multiverse, and wherever it was, it would always hold the total knowledge of the multiverse within itself. If for some reason it chose to manifest all of that into human form, then we'd have our prophet. Whether or not the rest of humankind would believe someone who claims to have come from a Type 5 world, though, is an altogether different matter.
Alright, which makes me think, like, if there was a Type 5 civilization, that's probably what people think God is. Like, maybe God is one of them. But, yeah, I guess they just created a planet. I don't know.
Failing that, miracle-like events could be our only real sign that our Type 5 overlords were watching. But even then, would we humans really know or understand when a miracle was happening? Say a Type 5 power generously redirected an asteroid on the outskirts of Andromeda so that it was no longer in line to strike us. We'd never realize that the momentous event had never taken place. Equally, were a Type 5 to have stepped in behind the scenes at the time of the Big Bang to ensure that conditions were just right for, say, oxygen on Earth, then we'd simply never know that that had ever happened. These things would all be taking place many planes of reality above our own, and would therefore fail to register down here on our lonely planet. But finally, if our continued existence really was reliant on the far-off actions of a higher power, then what if those actions were to grind to a halt? What if the miracles stopped? Perhaps the scariest part of imagining a Kardashev Type 5 is the realization of just how insignificant Earth and human beings probably are to it. Consider that there could be trillions of planets in our universe, and that this universe would be one of many under its power. Then why would it pay particularly close attention to us at all? Why should we ever hope to find proof of a Type 5's existence when we amount to just a single grain of sand along the endless beach of its own reality? If we are the creation of a Type 5 civilization, then our insignificance would ultimately be twofold. First, that creator will have created so much before and since us that they may never look in our direction again. In their minds, our planet is buried beneath billions of others, kept in a universe amongst millions more, and irretrievable unless there was ever a particular reason to dig it back out again. Second, while we generally consider life on Earth to be special, given that it's the only life we ourselves know about, that more than likely wouldn't be the case at Type 5. And the 300,000 years or so of the modern human could feasibly amount to a footnote on a footnote in their own records. Unless, of course, the opposite is true, and life is so rare and unique that our universe, holding our planet, is actually treasured by Type 5. It's certainly a more optimistic view to take. Perhaps what's really happening is they peer down upon us. They see us chiseling out our unlikely existence within an infinite multiverse, and they're filled with hope. Hope that one day we might learn enough to join them at the top table of reality. If and when that day comes, remember that you heard it here
No,
first.
because if they was like
What do you
that,
think?
they would
Is there
just
anything
let
we
us
missed?
know.
Let us know in the comments. Check out these other clips from Unveiled, and make sure you subscribe and ring the bell for our
We
latest
can't
content.
beat them if they exist. So they'd probably come down here, bitch slap us, and be like, shit, hey, this kind of shit exists, and y'all need to just hop on board or perish. For real. That's probably what they would do if it did exist. And they knew about us. But yeah, that's the end of that. This shit is interesting to me, for real. Like, I love thinking about shit like this. It's deep. Like, you can't say that it's not possible, because what if it does? What if it is? You can't prove that it is. You can't prove that it ain't. But anyways, subscribe to the channel. Like this video as you already should have. Drop a comment down below. Let me know how I'm doing. You like what I got? Am I keeping y'all entertained? I think I am. Because I'm entertaining for myself. Even if that does make me a weirdo. But until next time, y'all, take it easy.